Alright guys, I'm just going to jump right into it. What I was going to try to do today is give you an overview of this new it's a 2024 Triton 20XP. When I was recently shopping for boats, I couldn't find as many videos as I would like on this boat when I was sitting at home shopping. And so I was just going to kind of give you the overview the best I could, and I'll kind of walk you through and show you anything I can think of as we go. Starting at the back right here, before I forget, something that Triton's done for some years but that I thought they got right is this ladder. Really handy for jumping in, going for a swim. It makes a real easy way to get out of the water, whether you jump in or fall in, whatever the case may be. Thought they got that right. This boat comes in a Triton Patriot package, and that normally gives you power poles at the back. I went with the Raptor. The Mercury, Yamaha's not an option on this boat, but I love the Mercury. And that Patriot package, what that will give you is a Ghost trolling motor and Lowrance grass. I was more familiar with Humminbird, so that's what I stuck with, and I got the Garmin for the live scope, but I went with Humminbird at the console and the bow, and the Minn Kota Ultrex. I love it. If you haven't played with one of those, it's a great trolling motor. I'll step around here. Your navigation lights are fairly clean. You don't have to cut into your rub rail. Put those new lights in. I like those a lot. Take you on up here and we'll look at some things. Coming into the boat right here, you've got this day box. If you've been looking at this boat, it's probably something you've seen. It is really handy to keep some things that you may be using throughout the day, soft plastics or whatever the case may be. You've got two options for your front seat. If you do leave your front seat in, you can move it forward or backwards. I'm going to try to give you an overview of the deck. It's a very large deck on this 20-foot boat. I was happy with that when I did get to see one in person. And something I'll tell you, it's off the Triton, but with the Humminbird and Minn Kota products, this one boat network that they're doing now is really nice. You can actually function, the Raptors are connected in, you can function them from the Graph or the Minn Kota trolling motor. You've got your one boat network here. And you can assign that for several different things. I assigned it for the Raptors to deploy those. Not cleaned up the deck and not having the stump switches. You can actually even drive the trolling motor from the console on the Graph. I thought that was pretty neat. Which you have a remote, but it's still just kind of a neat thing. And while we're up here on the front deck, I'll show you in this rod box. A lighted rod box. They're very spacious, plenty of room. I like the little shelving. Kind of organizes your rods well so they're not just piled on top of each other. Right here we've got your tackle storage that's also lighted. As you can see, we got it pretty filled up, but there's tons of room in this thing. Another rod box here, slide it as well. Step back into this, into your ice chest that I need to clean out. But what they've done here, this is what they're calling a trash can, and kind of a little snack shelf to put your snacks in, and then obviously your drinks, but you can take those out. You can do whatever you want to with them. I have used that one for a trash can, keeping the boat kind of clean throughout the day. Tool organizers on both sides here. And for your co-angler over here, or for you, And a sliding drawer that's kind of gathering some random things. But it's been really handy. This boat also has the option for a twin console. I haven't done that. That may be something I do later. But these brackets here are how that's going to mount in and take out. To your co-angler rod storage here, something I've seen in other boats is the angle that these rods are stored at. It ends up putting the rod tips really high back here in the back. These stay low at a good angle so they're out of the way. I like that a lot. Got some lighting over here, another charging port, several charging ports throughout the boat. Move to the center console. Some more just random things, a dry box so I keep some things in. But this boat opens from the back, so if as you're running down the river, if it wasn't latched well, it doesn't try to blow open with you. That's something that they changed as well. And sitting down at the console, you have these old school toggle switches. If you're looking at this boat, this is probably something that you've seen talked about. A lot of people really like these, and I do as well. The console has these shelving units built in, where you could mount two graphs here without actually having to have a mount. I went with the BBT, and I'll tell you why. But you have a charging port here. You have a charging port here. My phone sits in this little shelf quite often. But I just like being able to keep the shelves instead of the unit sitting down on the shelf. So that's just personal preference, but I like that. And then on top of the toggle switches on your left side, you have this touch screen here. Kind of keeps you informed in your mercury, how everything's going. It'll give you your speeds, your trim gauge. Kind of some nice new technology to have if you're going to spend this much money on a boat. Trim, jack plate. I installed my jack plate gauge there. I went with the Bob's jack plate. It's really fast. I like it a lot. Remote for the Raptors. Stuck it there. But there's so many ways to function those on this boat. I mean, it's just one more way. I actually don't mess with that very often. Cup holder. Another charging port. Back here, I'll show you the live wells. Live well's pretty typical for a Triton, but they've done great. I just come through some really hot months here in Alabama, and they did great. They kept the fish alive all day. Storage on both sides, fairly typical, but there's no drop-in inserts or anything like that. Some of the necessities that you're required to have in this one. Stepping back here to the back, the battery compartment. It's really spacious. Plenty of room if you do have to get in there and work on anything. I went with the lithium. Love the lithium. I mean, just power all day. I mean, they last forever. Something while we're back here, while I'm thinking about it, this boat's not getting any backwash. I like that a lot. Wouldn't have been a deal breaker either way, but something I did notice. I'll try to give you an overview. One thing that I kept getting told when I was looking at boats, this Triton 20XP was just a rocket. What a great ride it was, and just super fast boat. What I'm seeing now is the boat fully loaded down, 2 passengers. I think you're looking at about 75 miles per hour. The boat does have some chime walk. If you're familiar with bass boats, And this isn't your first one. It's something you can drive the boat and never know that it does. But it will try to chime walk with you if you let it. I'll step back down here. Just kind of give you an overview of the outside. This color I went with is a custom color that you can order, and there's countless ways that you can color combination this boat. There were several combinations that I liked a lot, and I mean, you can do it any way you like. So on the trailer, you got your Triton Boats logo here, and that lights up at night. Adds a little flare, looks nice. All right, guys, if y'all got any questions or anything else you may think about and that I can help you with, you just let me know. Just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks a lot.